Hello everyone, welcome to Salesforce Dream. So let's discuss first scenario of the Salesforce trigger. So in this scenario, we have a requirement to create an object if user provide billing address but not shipping address. So we want to save the shipping address same as a billing address if shipping address is blank. Okay, so we need to find three things: on which object we have to work, on which operation we have to work, on which event we have to work. Okay, so there is mentioned, clearly mentioned, that account need to be created. So trigger is on account, and operation can be of DML operation of the three type: insert, update, delete and undelete. Or for we have a scenario to create an accounts record. Okay, so we need to insert the account record. So we have clearly find out that object is account and operation is insert. So this is a main thing, that which event we work on. So we have created a thumb rule. Let's check it whether we can work on a before trigger or a after trigger. So we created a thumb rule to pre-populate any field on the same record or error validation in the record. We will go with the before event, or except that we will go for the after event. So this is a scenario where we need to update shipping address. So this is the first condition in which we want to pre-populate or update any field on a same record. So we find out that our event is before event. So check the code first. So while we write the code, we have mentioned that as we want to take a single object on single trigger, because this is a best practices of the trigger, that you can create a single trigger on a single object. So we will make a different type of if conditions, like for the before and insert. Like anything we want to do in before insertion, we have to write the code in this loop. Okay, so we have checked that is this the before event, or is this the insert event. If this is the before and insert event, because this is a and situation in between, so this both condition will met, so this code will run. Okay, for this code will run, we have started with the for loop, because we want to do our code as a bulky file. If the data loader will come and execute multiple records, so the multiple records will come in a trigger dot new context variable. Okay, so like one record we have inserted, then trigger dot new will have one record. It is the list of records that need to be inserted. Okay, if the data loader inserted the 100 records, then the trigger dot new list has the 100 record. Okay, so we have created a ACC record variable and check that ACC date variable dot shipping city is equal to null, because we have to update it the shipping city. If this is a null, then billing city will copy into the shipping city. Okay, then we have checked for the country also, state also, street also, and the postal code, and all the things of the billing details will copy into the city shipping city. Okay, so let's check it into the code also. How can we write the code? So this is a code in which we have created a account object, account record. On before insert, we have checked that is this the before trigger and the insertion trigger. If both condition met, then for loop will run on a trigger.new. So these are the context variables I have mentioned in a comment section. First one is before. What will give the is before? Give a boolean value as true. Boolean value means true or it gives you the true or false. If this trigger will work before the insertion, before the DML operation, so it will give you the true value. Give a boolean value as a true if event is before trigger. This is the first context variable. And second context variable is insert, given it boolean value as true if event is insert trigger. Okay, and third one is trigger.new. It gives you list of record that is getting inserted. That means that is getting inserted. The record is getting inserted. It gives you the list of records of record getting inserted. Okay, so in for loop we have mentioned that trigger.new, and it makes a instance of ACC record, and if we insert one record, so in this for loop it will go one time. If we insert the record with the data loader of 100 type 100 records, so this for loop will run 100 times. Okay, and this billing city will save into the shipping city. So let's check the code that it properly working or not. So we will going to create a account in which we will mention the billing address, but shipping address will be blank. Okay, this information need to be saved into the shipping address. So let's check. Yes, these billing address details is saved to the shipping address. Okay, so let's go back to our code, and we need to just check that our code is according to the best practices or not. So we have created a one object on one trigger. Bulkify your trigger. We have used the for loop so that data loader insert the 100 record, so it will manage the record. Okay, we do not have the DML state. We do not have the SQL queries in our for loop. We do not need to do this in this scenario we have at that time. So do not write logic in trigger. Use trigger handler instead. What is a trigger handler? Trigger handler is simply a class in which we have mentioned the logic of the trigger, and in the trigger we just need to call that class method. Okay, so we will do the same right now. So this code we need to jump into a class and say and call that class method into the trigger. So just cut this code and create a handler. So this is the handler I have made. This is a simple handler, public class. This is a handler, this is a class name. So we have we will create a public method that will be static, so that static method can be used into the another class or trigger. So this, in this we have mentioned the static void and ACC trigger handler class method name we have mentioned, and the logic we have pasted over here. What we need to do is, now we have to call that method into our trigger. So take a name of the class, and then after the method dot method, then we need to pass the ACC list record list. Pass this variable to that class. So this class method. So this method can have the list of account trigger dot new. Oh, no. Trigger dot new is mentioned here. Trigger dot new, because this trigger is having this list of record. No, this list of record is having in this trigger. No, so you have to mention this trigger dot new over here, and this need to be send the records to this class, so that this class will have this. Okay, so what we have done is, we have called the class dot method, and in the method parameter we have passed the list of records that is getting inserted from the trigger dot new. Okay, and the trigger dot new is, we have mentioned a list of account, that ACC record list, and just we have pasted over here, so that the list of records we have passed into this, and this is the X handler. Okay, this is a trigger handler class. So this is a trigger handler. Okay, now again we need to check the trigger whether it is working fine or not. So trigger is working very fine. The billing address will save into the shipping address. So thank you very much. Let's meet the next video. Let's meet in the next video with the new scenario. Thank you very much.